So first leg of the day, running through Jund Shadow, a couple updates from the list we ran last week, swapping out some of the removal suite, like the Tar Fire, the Seal of Fire, the Fatal Push for Lightning Bolts. We've got a couple Inquisition over the Dreams of Steel and Oil and the Dismember. In the sideboard, swapped out, brought in 2 Pick Your Poison over the Dreams of Steel and Oil and the Croxa. So we'll see how the changes feel. Just trying to be more proactive, less reactive, more targeted interaction, or in the case of Lightning Bolt, a little more flexibility. Shadow Legion, what's up? Hope you're having an awesome Monday. I don't know if y'all saw, but I think it's Wednesday with the Magic Online downtime. They're going to be updating Contraption, the Magic Online format, from pre-modern to no ban list modern. And I am extraordinarily excited for that. Ugh. It's a pretty good hand if I find a threat, but it's like fetch up a Surveil land or Thoughtseize on 1, Surveil on 2, Thoughtseize again, have a Street Wraith. I don't have Delirium online unless I use Unholy Heat. But I kind of want a threat in my opener. This is way better. And with the Wrenn and 6, we can freely throw back one of these lands, which is always fun. Yeah, Contraption is going to be no ban list modern. It's going to be great. I'm really excited to see if, like, some of the cards that are typically popular no ban lists, like, see no play. Maybe like Deathrite Shaman doesn't see a lot of play, and that would be kind of cool to see. All right, let's grab Overgrown Tomb. Just Wrenn, ping the monkey, attack in. I would like to get this Moon Shadow out of Croxa range. Or not Croxa, Flage range. Let's see what's going on. A Johnny Bombardment. So I think we're taking this Bombardment. Take up Wrenn, get one of our lands back. I think I'm just going to get a Swamp and cycle the Street Wraith. I kind of want a FOMO here. It's like the possibility of just setting up lethal with the Moon Shadow next turn. They could hit Flage. I guess it's better to Shadow if I'm concerned about Flage. Voice of Victory, number 2. Sure. So we can get a fetch land. Make the attack because they have to chump with something or they die. Is my math off? No? You're just accepting death? All right. Post board. Brotherhood's End. I think last time I considered bringing in Magebane Lizard just because it stands in the way of like a bunch of their cheap stuff. Does survive Brotherhood's End as well, which could be a consideration. Pick your poison. What is pick hits? A creature jumped with Guide of Souls, Goblin Bombardment, Legend of Roku. I don't know if like any. It's absolutely wild to me that Boros Energy has just like completely gotten off of Static Prison. Like, how did we ever get to a point where that card was pushed out of the format? That was like best removal spell available for a while. They're back on Prison right now. Are they? I was looking through lists and it was like no Static Prison, 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 none. This is the first one with 2 of them, and this is 2, 4, 6, 8 lists down. It could be, just not seeing it showing up much. I would like to get this Moon Shadow up to 4 toughness as fast as I can. All right. We'll plan on killing the Guide of Souls and then next turn going Moon Shadow, Bauble, Wraith. Try to give ourselves a chance to hit a second fetch land. And just get this Moon Shadow immediately up to a 4 so we can survive Flage. Let's take out this Ragavan. Land. Wrath the Skies. I guess it's not too bad because like they kind of need to commit. Flage Arena is a pretty good way to not have to commit too much. So we know about a Wrath the Skies in hand. They can't Flage next turn. And we have Delirium. So it kind of looks like the rest of their hand is dead. So swing in with our Nethergoyf, pass back. They didn't fetch into turn. Did they just F6 through combat? I want to try to set up like Unholy Heat this Guide of Souls. Maybe get down Moon Shadow next turn. Unholy Heat Guide of Souls. And force like a race scenario and try to get them to use up this Wrath the Skies. It's like I kind of feel like if I play out the Death Shadow this turn, that they will fire off this Wrath the Skies. And they 100% will if I like play out Death Shadow and Unholy Heat the Guide. So, but then again, if I play out Moon Shadow and Nethergoyf and take a hit off this guide, I run the risk of just dying to like another Flage. So maybe the play is just Unholy Heat. Then like Shadow next turn. That kind of seals the deal against me, especially if they have another threat to play. It's like if I play out the shadow here, the death shadow, they just like 100% cast the wrath for one. But I guess it is my only out. Just like, there's no reason not to cast the Wrath of Skies here. Just go ahead and add all the energy. And I would have to top deck and answer. Yeah, I'd have to top deck and answer to the Voice of Victory, but I'm just dead to the Flage if I do. I don't think anything out of my board would have changed that. Forest, traverse for a swamp. Doesn't cast FOMO. Moon Shadow's got no counters. No life loss for Death Shadow. This is better. Seasoned Pyromancer. Take the Purge so that Goyf can stick around. We need to hit another land anyway, so oof. Second land's a start. That's interesting. I just want to get rid of this Ocelot Pride now, which I kind of do. If they want to like flage down the Ren and 6, that grows the Another Goyf. Their hand is Spyro, Flage, Unknown. They want to go after the Wrenn and 6. What do you think about Boggart Trawler main board? Can get it with Traverse and can use it to bolt a land in. Probably fine. You do have to be like really careful when it comes to like flex spots, because a lot of times they're honestly not worth it. Like they're too cute. Sometimes they're good, but all right. So I think we just have to race here, right? We hit them for 4 down to 13. Thoughtseize takes us to 9. We take Spyro. So they can't just freely. Or do we just. No, we can't take Flage. Yeah, we can't take Flage because if they find a 4th land and can just immediately escape it, we're kind of cooked. So we take Spyro. Hit for 4. Play Shadow. Say go. Yes, that would have been the death of us. Unfortunately, them hitting the 5th land or the 4th land to get to guide plus Flage really sucks for us here. See what they go after. Go upstairs. Kind of have to hold the heat for Flage escape. If I do that, I'm just dead. Because they get 4 damage off the Flage, 4 damage off it escaping and sack to the Goblin Bombardment again, plus a damage off the Guide of Souls. So that one is just me taking lethal. So if I get Raucous Theater, I think my out is just Battle Rage. Or Traverse for Abigail. What do we think about Traverse for Abigail? Does attacking with the Nethergoyf do anything? It forces the chump block with the Guide of Souls. I'm going up to 17, which means I'm not dead to the Flage Escape. So, yeah, this is good. Ping me for 1, sure. Go up to 16. Just don't sack. Oh, man. Oh, man, Abigail, thank you. Yeah, I will say I absolutely 100% underestimated Abigail. 100%. Wow, you're only out. I think we had what, 6 outs? 2 teamer battle rage, 3 traverse, Abigail itself. So yeah, 6 outs is pretty good. Valakut Stoneforge. So is it Storm or is it Mono Red Belcher? Which I only say because we played against it like yesterday. Mono Red Storm. Jun Shadow banger. Hoping it's a banger. Let's go. Moon Shadow. Catacombs. Second Moon Shadow. I want to play Nethergoyf. If I play Nethergoyf and next turn I FOMO discard Unholy Heat, Nethergoyf grows to a 3. Moonshadow doesn't grow. If I draw into a fetch land, Moonshadow grows to a 4. Nethergoyf doesn't grow. I think I diversify. We had Beefy run a league with Mono Red Belcher last Saturday for Subdeck Day, and he went 4-1 with it. Everyone's shocked. I wouldn't be shocked by that. Like, it's a deck that just takes advantage of interaction not being that prevalent in the meta. And right now, like, there's not many blue counterspell decks running around, so. Thoughtseize. So your hand is Wish, Past in Flames, Unknown, Unknown. I could just FOMO discard a Nethergoyf and grow both of these. It's probably better to go for the Thoughtseize. Desperate Ritual. the wish. Attack. See if we can get a chump somewhere. I doubt it, but. Let's just go ahead and take one of these out. Limit the mana a little bit. Get an extra point of damage. The next turn, we can like FOMO discard a creature that grows both of these and gets Delirium, gets FOMO online. They draw dead. Discard a Moon Shadow. Do this now in case I draw into a fetch. Okay. Please don't kill me. They go land 5. They might be able to just naturally storm kill me. Desperate Ritual, Past in Flames, Ritual, Strike It Rich, Manamorphose, Glimpse. Not Glimpse, they don't have a 2-mana cantrip, so they got to draw into a cantrip to actually kill me. That kills me. Damn. We're doing so good. I guess they could lose 3 flips. If they wish. Alright, never mind. It's always the mana reducer. Let's see what they hit. Oh, yeah. We are super dead. Needed the mana reducer, found the mana reducer. Nothing else I really want to bring in. I guess I could bring in Pick Your Poison. Answers Ruby Medallion and Artist Talent. Bobble does shut off Ral ult, which is okay. We'll see if we have any extra spots to cut. Like both Bobble and Pick Your Poison are kind of mid. It's not really where you want to be interacting, but at the same time, they do something. Just drop a FOMO. Go like this. Like the game plan is get Traverse online and Traverse for Magebane Lizard, or just have Thoughtseize into Thoughtseize Shadow into Battle Rage or something like that. That's the primary game plans. Anything else is just, if it comes up, it comes up. So we have Moon Shadow. We can get Fetch. I can get Fetch Wraith in the yard very easily. I could just Temur Battle Rage my Moon Shadow on turn 2 to get instant in the yard. which means I could have Traverse for a Magebane Lizard if I can find like a Mishra's Bauble. I would rather have a Thoughtseize in hand. So I think I'm going to ship this. I think I'm going to look for something with like guaranteed Delirium or a Thoughtseize in hand. Well, I get my Thoughtseize, but it's going to take some work. Just go for the Raucous Theater on turn 1. If I hit like a Damping Sphere, I'll obviously cast that. Ruby, Ruby, March of Otherworldly Light, Wear and Tear. All right. So definitely ready for Damping Sphere. CKG, what's up? We're currently 1-0 in this league. We beat Boros Energy round 1 off the back of Abigail. That was fun. Okay. This is interesting. I've got Shadow down. I've got Battle Rage. I know that they have a March of Otherworldly Light. And I have Delirium. I could Traverse for Magebane and play it out. Let's fetch and think. You know, your buddy Xavier lives in my hometown. Really? Heck yeah. Yeah, he just moved from my area. I've been bannering back and forth with him on Twitter about his Ocelot prides. I could Traverse for a second Shadow and just go Shadow, Shadow, pass. I think I'm going to cast Traverse and see if maybe they like respond to this with March. Maybe they think I've got a way to like pop off here. We play every week at Modern. Heck yeah. You got to play your Pauper terror list yet? I have not. Shockingly, still have not seen anybody locally playing Pauper. Right. I assume this is just going to catch in EOT March. But it does mean I might be able to find a fetch land to TBR on my turn. Fetch land, Street Wraith, Wrenn and 6, Lightning Bolt. Any of those are lethal. Wait, do I not have an instant in the yard? I don't, so I can just TBR Nethergoyf. Yes. Yes. Exclamation TBR kill. Okay. Go to game 3. TBR is in fact still good. I know somebody last match against Boros mentioned Violent Urge. I meant to address it during the game, but that spot at the end of the game where they had a guy to Souls out. If we had had Violent Urge instead of TBR, that would not have been an out because they could have just chump blocked the shadow. The trample off of TBR is like the reason that it gets priority over Violent Urge pretty much every opportunity. That trample matters a lot. Like dealing 20 damage but getting chump blocked is worthless. Dealing 20 damage and getting to trample over for like 18, that matters. Good old FOMO. This hand brings you joy. This hand does not particularly bring me joy because I don't have a Thought Seize. And at the moment, if my opponent just like fetch, ritual, reducer, start going off, my hand doesn't really. I shuffled you away. That's what she said. Nice. Okay, that's good for me. They do have a rouse, so I have to just jam this lizard. This is also very awkward. Double moon shadow with no real way to enable them. All right, little lizard. Oof. That's rough. This also brings up another comment that was made yesterday about damping sphere. I think the original list I had put together had 3 damping sphere, and somebody commented, "Why are you running 3 damping sphere? The first one does the job, the second 2 don't matter." And it was for spots like this, you're never guaranteed to see the first damping sphere. So giving yourself more chances to see the thing that wins you the game is fairly significant. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Their hits weren't very good off Ral. They were okay, but they weren't phenomenal. See what they wish for. They might just wish for an empty the Warrens. That would be good enough here. Yeah. Yeah, so empty or damping sphere would have won. Mage Bane did not. Also, for anybody wondering, May's Scornful Striker would not have won either. Ugh. But yeah, I maybe should have mulliganed that hand. Not having a turn 1 play into Storm really bites. Was Merfolk God playing Merfolk? They were not. They were playing Ruby Storm. Dude, I'm getting like spam call over and over again. I keep seeing my phone light up and I look down and it's just like unverified Texas number. We'll take the thing that exiles a Death Shadow. This just, I can't, I should have played the Blood Crypt. I didn't think about the triple black necessity here. It's not the end of the world because, like, I'm not attacking with the Shadow next turn anyway, but. I get one more political text or call thing against a client, I'm crashing out, which is very fair. Like, it's calling again. Google this number and see if I should know it. It's literally like, this is a robocall. Well, no shit. Thank you for narrowing that down, but I was fairly certain. What What did they get? They got Ugin's Lab. So they'll just be able to play Devourer next turn. Which I'm pretty positive means I don't have any outs. Actually, we're just gonna... They hit another Kolaghan's command. Or Kozilek's command. Yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here. Let's see if somehow we can make another Tron player rage into oblivion. I'm gonna keep Inquisition in. It hits Kozilek's command, hits like Malevolent Rumble, Talismans. I think it's worth leaving in. Dude, it's calling again. Stop it. One land, triple Thoughtseize. This hand looks like a trap to me. If I get a Raucous Theater on turn 1 and surveil a second land to the top, go Thoughts or Moonshadow Thoughtseize on 2. I'm just like not growing my Moonshadow. This does grow Moonshadow, but I need pressure. Utopia Sprawl. All right, we get Moonshadow up to a 4/4 on turn 2. You just turn off the phone if it bothers you that much. It's not so much that it like bothers me to the point of actually getting like annoyed by it. It's just, why are y'all calling over and over? Like, if it's a spam call, sure, it happens. Can't do much about it. I wish that places would be better about like leaving a voicemail, even if it were a spam call, but it's very much nitpicking. So their Ancient Stirrings got Besage You. Kind of an odd choice, but I guess. Sure. All right. Do I have an avenue to lethal? If I lightning bolt myself, I'm dealing 12. if I lightning bolt them and Temur Battle Rage, my Moon Shadow, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 as well. So it does not matter. So I'll just hold on to the lightning bolt. I might want the reach. Or that kills. Ooh. Hiya. Do we need like an exclamation Abigail kill in chat now? That's something I need to be looking at adding. I really underestimated Abigail. So did I. It's been a card that has performed a lot better than I thought it would. Oh, this has got to be a trap hand. Not doing anything until Obsidian Charm on turn 3. Is there any redeeming point to this hand? No. If I top deck exactly Thoughtseize, this hand is pretty good. But I don't think that's worth the risk. This hand's not great, but it does have Thoughtseize into Damping Sphere. All right. I'll get Overgrown Tomb in case I top deck a Pick Your Poison. Go for the Thoughtseize in case of a turn 2 4-mana play. Like so. See what's coming off the top of the library on your side. Sage you. So we'll just Inquisition away the Unholy Heat and play the Shadow. Sanctum of Ugin. Okay. So we know their hand is Beseju, Ugin, Sire of 7 Deaths. Now we have Charmal, so we can traverse for another land to make sure we can Charmal next turn. We can Abigail to turn this into a 2-turn clock. Let's think about what my opponent's outs are from here. Kozilek's Command. I don't have a way of stopping Kozilek's Command from killing a shadow. Temple would allow them to cast Sire, but Sire's just on chump blocking duty. Devourer, they can't top deck because they don't have enough mana. They have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the Beseiju. Devourer is 7. So yeah, we just go for the Abigail Shadow, make it a 2-turn clock. And I just get a Blood Crypt. I need the double black for Abigail, the double red in case I cast Charmal next turn. What you got? Sage we knew about. Have you ever wanted a second Abigail? Not really. Because, like, Abigail only pairs with Shadow. That's it. None of the other threats are very good Abigail combinations. And I don't think there's ever been a time that I've played optimally and I've wanted to Abigail my opponent's creature, maybe like once. So I don't think Abigail as a removal spell is very relevant. If I wasn't running Traverse, I could maybe argue for another Abigail. But with Traverse, I haven't felt like I wanted more. Lost against Ruby Storm round 2. Beat Boros Energy round 1, lost to Ruby Storm round 2. Beat Eldrazi round 3. I'll roll with it. Killing the Kavu the other day was a cool Abigail line. Yeah, it's happened a non-zero amount, but I think that was the only time that it's been extremely relevant. Go for the Thoughtseize on 1. Doing this mostly in case they have an Overlord. Just take their second land. Oh, baby. 90s MTG coming in with the raid. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. Hope you had an awesome stream. We're playing through some Jund Death Shadow. I think it's like round 4 of this league or so. Welcome to all the raiders. But what'd you play? What'd you play against? How'd it go? Give me the deets. I love running 6. Is it okay to deploy again? Oh. Is it okay to deploy again? Literally wins the game. Play out Ren in 6 when you both don't have land drops and your opponent just scoops. There's no color combination I hate more than white. Just white. Nothing else. Skills indeed. They'll try to tell you that decisions mattered that game. Or it was luck. Nah. We had it in the bag. See, pick your poison. I'm assuming they're just Orzhov. I saw Recruiter of the Guard, and I don't think Esper has ever played Recruiter. So I'm going to assume that they're not on Esper. Magus is definitely on the weaker end. But since they're on Esper, pick your poisons pretty dead outside of exactly Overlord. Battle Rage isn't great. Like Brotherhood on the draw. Do you think they have enough targets for Brothers? I guess they showed Orcish Bowmaster. I don't know. Kind of my concern with a matchup like this is I think that the only way I'm winning is to cheese out my opponent. And so I kind of want like any Vexing Bubbles or Magus of the Moon style effects in the deck. Just to up the chances of getting that cheese out. So I don't hate Brotherhood's End plus Magus. I don't know if I want Brotherhood's End over Magus. Opponent is very conscientious of whether they want to be on the play or the draw. Thinking. Yeah, for everybody that came over from the 90s MTG raid, if it's your first time here, my name's Michael, control freak on Magic Online and Magic Arena. Play mostly a lot of modern, a lot of Dimir, Esper, Sultai, Grixis, like Psychic Frog piles, a lot of Kaito decks in Standard. But Jund Death Shadow is my first and only true love, our Death Shadow in general. So we are jamming through some Jund Shadow. We had some reasonable success with it last week, and we're trying it today a little updated. We've got the challenge that we're going to be streaming tomorrow, probably playing Death Shadow in that. So let's see if we can find a list that works. He's lying about Sultai. I'm not lying about it. There just hasn't been a reason to go Sultai recently. Mike also loves counterspells in Washington's. Can't agree with that statement. Can in fact agree. Right here we're gonna throw up the Jund Shadow Hand Hider. The Hand Hider is literally just going to be the deck we're playing, but anybody that comes in and looks is going to be like, oh my god, there's no way he's playing actual Jund Shadow. Spoiler alert. I guess I gotta hide the Ren and 6 there. I don't think my opponent is stream sniping, but their reason, but you advocate strongly against the unbannings of some of our favorite friends in the Simic colors. I advocate against the unbanning of cards that are not healthy or fun in Modern. If they happen to be in the Sultai color combination, that's not my fault. That's WotC's design philosophy. How many times I got to teach you this old man about playing Jund? Well, we're currently 10-3 across our 3 leagues with Jund, so hadn't been doing that bad. It's back. All right, well, let's see if this Brotherhood's End has more text than Magus would have had. Why green better than blue? The green in this build gives access to Traverse the Ulvenwald, which is really nice for getting things like your Death Shadows, getting the Abigail combo for Shadow, which is won a surprising amount of games. The green sideboard stuff's kind of mid. You could run Abrupt Decay or whatever, but it's really Traverse just to try to give us the extra consistency we need when you're only playing like 8-ish copies of these like beat stick creatures. You have to see them every single game or you lose. Shadowy back shots. Planes go. Do you know when No Ban List Modern goes live? I believe it either goes live tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not 1,000% sure which, but one of those 2 days. But I'm telling you now, and I give this to everybody who came in on the raid as well. As soon as No Ban List goes live, I'm going to be playing a lot of it. Unless the format just gets like absurdly unfun and like degenerate right off the bat. If it does, can't do much about that. Sucks, whatever. But if it doesn't, I will be casting a lot of banned Magic cards. But right off the bat, like the Death Shadow archetypes with Gitaxian Probe, Once Upon a Time are really, really nice. Oko, Luris, whatever your flavor of choice is. All right, so opponent got back a White Orchid Phantom. Wouldn't Blazing Shoal Infect just be awesome for No Ban List Modern? I think Blazing Shoal Infect runs into the problem where cards have been printed since 2027 or 2017, 2016, whatever your Blazing Shoal Infect was a thing. What I mean by that is Blazing Shoal Infect is kind of at the mercy of like Solitude and Fatal Push and Force of Negation, Vexing Bauble now. There's just so much stuff that interacts with it. All right, so we got White Orchid Phantom going after my forest. Well, we asked to try this out and we might have our opportunity. Death Shadow with Mental Misstep 2 is available. So now our opponent can't hard cast their Solitude and they can't evoke their Solitude. So we need to see if we can find an answer to this Overlord or get the game over with before it comes down. It could have a Fatal Push. So let's see if we can find a removal spell for this White Orchid Phantom. Even Mind Sensor. Okay. So the last card in hand is Solitude. What am I doing here? Am I just attacking with FOMO and Nethergoyf and doubling up on the Goyf? So if they want to like double block the FOMO, I just play a Shadow Outpost combat. There's no reason to attack with the Magus. Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing. Is it? They double block the FOMO. If they double block the FOMO, then they can chump the Nethergoyf on their turn. I roll with Bobble. Well, I also know that their last card in hand is a Solitude. So if I crack Bobble, they can just hard cast Solitude and the whole thing goes out the window. So I cannot crack Bobble or give up Magus to the Moon to like first strike damage, or whole plan kind of goes out the window. I think I just killed the White Orchid Phantom. All right, so they're forced to block the Nethergoyf here. So I can attack with the Magus. Play Shadow, say go. I don't want to crack this Bobble, because like if they find a white card here and they can just evoke Solitude, they kill my Nethergoyf and kill my Shadow. right, so Witch Enchanter targets the bauble. Now I do sack it because I know they don't have a white card in hand. And that should be game. Get Overlord. I'll go ahead and Unholy Heat this. Go to my turn. Attack for lethal. Ha 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 ha. So they would have found the white card to be able to evoke Solitude, exile the Nethergoyf, kill the Shadow if I had given up the Vexing Bauble there. So funny to see that end up coming up. Will there be a no ban on Modern? No ban, or there'll be a no ban Modern on MTGO? Yes, as of either Tuesday or Wednesday. Contraption is getting changed from pre-modern to no ban list modern. A little bit better. What are we up against? Is this modern fairies? Is this actual factual modern fairies? I think I'm just going to go for the Blood Crypt and Thoughtseize. Power Conduit, Toxic Deluge. Power Conduit? That's so cool. OP is indeed cooking. The question is, are they cooking enough to make them survive? Can we hit a permanent off of this Raucous Theater? The answer is yes. Now we know that they don't have another blue card, so they can't have Force and Negation blue card. So we will just point a lightning bolt at your face. Our league opponents in the same bracket usually, like current opponents, should be 3-1. They try to be, but if there's just not enough players like actively playing, then there's not really anything you can do about that. They kind of have to be a different spot than you. But they try to pair you against somebody who's in the queue that's around the same standing. I am playing Moon Shadow. The allegations are correct. I'm assuming that Power Conduit means they're an Urza's Saga deck. So pick your poison, can hit Conduit, can hit Saga, can hit the Fairy. I don't really know what else I want to bring in, so we'll kind of try to see what's going on game number 2. Yeah, it'll try for 1 to 2 minutes and just give you whoever, right? Like the queues on Magic Online, like right now, don't think it'll tell me unless I'm actually going to sign up for a new league. But right now there's probably like 900 or so people. 900 or so people active in the leagues right now. So out of those 900 people, how many people are like looking for a match right now? How many of those people are of similar rank to you? And that's kind of how it gets narrowed down to what you're actually going to be playing against. Your opponent played Moon Shadow. Don't think he played Saga before. It'll be kind of interesting to see a list that was running Power Conduit but not Saga, because that's like the natural combo. You just keep removing a counter off of your Saga, keep it on 2, and just keep playing or making constructs over and over. But obviously it could be that he's not. Seems like it'd be easier to just run Harbinger of the Seas. Possibly. They don't go for the double discard. So do I just want to take Toxic Deluge so that I have a guaranteed target for this pick your poison? Seems fine. Yep. Well, I'm gonna keep hitting with Nethergoyfs. We'll go ahead and cast this. Just in case they like hit another hand disruption spell. I know it lets them get Frog online, but like if they're able to find something to deal with 3 Nethergoyfs. Oh shit. I spoke too soon. Never mind. Look, I take it back. I take it back. Ooh. All right. So we've had 3 4-1s with Jund Shadow. And I believe our losses were a Boros Energy, an Eldrazi Tron, and a Ruby Storm. But we've beaten Boros Energy multiple times. We've beaten Eldrazi multiple times. I think we've only played against Storm once, but we beat like Mono Red Belcher, which is basically Storm. The deck's been doing like surprisingly well. I think everything in the list has shown up and done something good. every league. Like, Abigail has really been overperforming with Shadow. Traverse has come up a lot. Moon Shadow had a chance to really shine in one of those games. Nethergoyf has shined a lot. Unholy Heat's been relevant. Like, I don't know what to say. I'm kind of at the point with adjustments where it's anything I cut or add in is like either a meta consideration or like a minor sidestep. It doesn't really feel like it's a strict upgrade. But there's definitely some optimization still to be done. But I'm really liking the core of this deck right now.